Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Hi, how are you, Tomasz?
Hello, hello. I am doing well. Thank you very much. How about yourself?
Very good. It's afternoon. I'm in Portugal, Lisbon today, and
Beautiful.
we've escaped the worst of the heat in Switzerland. Uh, how are you, and where are you? Can you
Oh, I'm
disclose your
I'm in
location?
I'm yeah in hiding somewhere in Europe. No, I'm kidding. I'm in Slovenia at the moment, and it's I think yeah we're on the mild side of the heat wave as well. So we're surviving. That's great. I gotta say, a little bit of refreshment never hurts. But yeah, I like summer, so can we
That's
go
good.
back to it as well.
Good.
Speaking
Yeah.
of summer,
Yes.
yeah, go.
No, summer. Where do you want to go with
Well, with
summer
summer,
holiday?
I was thinking what's the most summery location, and it's somewhere in South America on the beach. So what are the most
You're
known
talking about
beaches?
Argentina, are you? After
Ah,
last night's win. No, I
yeah,
know you're talking about Brazil.
I am talking about Brazil, but Argentina was equal. That was yeah,
What a
quite
game.
something,
What a game.
quite something indeed.
Our
But I am talking about
condolences.
Brazil and the fact that
Yes,
you might be having a trip planned to Brazil.
yes, that's true. It's been announced by Rio Innovation Week that I will be keynoting there on the topic of the AI dilemma. So that is out, and we'll follow up from Humanitech side with some information on my upcoming trip to Brazil and Rio and Sao Paulo. So looking forward to that. Just setting the frame here, you are now at the product webinar of Humanitech. Humanitech is a AI data company incorporated and run out of Switzerland, but with a global mandate. Europe and US is our main markets, and we're working very hard on entry both in Europe and in the US. Actually have a lot of news there, hirings, partnerships, etc. But on the topic of Brazil, we are looking very much at the emerging markets as well, and we have ongoing entry programs to Brazil. So we'll not only go to Brazil to talk at conferences, but we're going there to launch with several partners and hopefully be establishing a local presence in Brazil. We've been for some time been active in India with Indian clients already, and the same with Indonesia. And I think that Thomas co-founders, we have agreed to focus on Europe and the US, but for these huge population, very interesting markets like Indonesia, India, China, I guess you can mention Vietnam, Mexico, Brazil, a couple of others. We are going very much with local partners. So that is the entry mode to those big countries.
Mm.
And yeah, I see you put some stuff here in the comment section already. If you do have questions to Tomasz and myself, we'll be talking a little bit about Rio now initially, and then we'll go into a demo of the product. You can drop questions in the comment section. And we'll talk about Brazil also in the context of the Humanitech Guardian AI agent today.
Yeah.
But yesterday I was on the call with our Brazilian business partners and also Rio Innovation Week, together with some media newspaper brands newspapers that I won't talk about in name, but we had a very interesting conversation about, I would say, AI in general, and also AI as it contextualizes to Brazil and a very young population, right? We're talking about 250 million people, huge part of that population under 35, all of them online, all of them with their mobile phones. And the conversation, just to chat a little bit around that with you, Tomasz, concentrated a little bit on the vision and the mission of our company, which is I guess the AI dilemma and this Oppenheimer moment that we're in, where you and I are technology entrepreneurs, technology investors. We're obviously very optimistic on behalf of technology and how technology is being applied, and how technology and AI in particular, right, can be the solution to many of humanity's biggest challenges, be it climate change, be it illness, living longer, living better. So we are not denying any of those facts and the upside of technology, but we have been for some time very concerned about what happens if this goes wrong. And it already has gone wrong. So I was talking with these Brazilian journalists about the social media algorithm, how it has changed the media cycle, the way we consume news, the way we communicate in general, and how it had impacted Brazil, which isn't that much different from the rest of the world, to be honest. And then we got into more, I guess, specific topics around how technology has worked for brands or enterprises. And I think one of the things I pointed out in how AI and how technology and I guess the social media platforms are part of that has changed news and media is, of course, it's given almost everyone a direct channel to talk to consumers, right? Whether you're a politician, you can talk now directly to your voters. If you're a brand, you can talk directly to your consumers without going through, a gatekeeper or a middleman. So it has broken that gatekeeping in a way and democratized, I guess, the news channels or the media channels, right? So it's even a person now, of course, I guess we call them influencers. You can talk to millions of people in an instant, in seconds, right? And that wasn't the case just a few years ago. And with that, and I'll let you comment a little bit on this. With that, that everyone now, both companies and individuals, can have one direct channel to, without gatekeepers. The cost of content are approaching zero, right? The cost to develop, the cost to create is also being democratized. So you have a sea of content creators. And with it, also a sea of AI slap, right? Just horrible content. Most of it created by bots and machines that has the same look, has the same cadence, the same content. And in this era, how do you differentiate yourself? If everybody has a direct channel and everybody's content is the same, my point was it's being authentic, having verified origin of your content, that this content is mine. I gave this speech. I created this content. This image is, I'm actually in this photo. This is what's real. This is what's fake. So I guess that's the link to the Humanitech agency and agent in particular. I don't know if you have any comments or thoughts on that.
Yeah, no, I think there's a couple of threads there to kind of pick up on. You were speaking about the ability to communicate to large groups of individuals directly. That, in a counter way, becomes also an attack surface, because all of a sudden you have something, or you amassed something that right now is valuable for anyone or that wants to place misinformation or wants to benefit from the work that you've been doing conversely, right? So targeting your community as a politician, as an athlete, as a creator that you were trying to build out from even the point of authenticity, but now that's becoming more tricky because, like you said, outputs are no longer limited by more or less anything, right? It's very cheap. It's very easy to replicate. It's fairly, like, it passes the thresholds which previously weren't being passed by automated creation of content. And now this becomes literally something that you can kind of you're open to attacks, and really there's neither regulation nor systems in place to protect you by default. So you gotta take an kind of proactive stance to it and protect your identity with fighting that battle for yourself using the tools that are available to and at your disposal. So that'll be maybe the one thread to pick up on, and then I have two more that I found interesting. The second point that you said is that a lot of the AI slop gets generated by agents. Very true. I think there's a lot more AI agency becoming present across the online space. It's something that we're seeing with our human eyes. It's something, so like as content being surfaced on platforms that we are interacting with as humans, it's also visible on the machine readable level. I believe it was Cloudflare who already said that the majority of the website traffic is or either reaching or surpassing that is being done by agents versus humans. So, like now the matter is like humans are less interacting with websites. So should we be making websites more for humans or more for agents? Like how is the internet actually being consumed, right? When you have this flip starting to happen, and if more and more agency is given away towards those agents as individuals, also how do we keep them in check so that all of these websites that they're visiting aren't tricking them into doing something that could be harmful towards us as owners of those agents or controllers of those agents. So a whole spectrum of challenges appearing both from the side of the output to the side of the monitoring to the side of prevention, that we start to see the necessity of having an AI safety infrastructure in place to make this really a happy path for humanity. Like that.
Yeah, that's a good lead up to what we're working on agency. So I think watch this space for more on agents, watching agents, of course, from Humanitech side. So I guess the bottom line, I think I liked sort of the closing question. So where's the hope, right? What is the opportunity here? On one side, it's obviously, if you can be authentic, if you can have verified content, if you can prove to your fan base that this is not AI generated or a bot, you're not talking with a bot. Of course, there's a lot of human agency in that. But the question was like, I think it was leading a little bit towards, Chris, this is fine, but humans will always be more creative than machines. And I don't know if I agree with that. I think we just, we've said in the past that this is as stupid as AI will ever be. And, in quantity comes also, maybe you stumble upon creativity, but in quantity often comes creativity. So I think it's very dangerous to underestimate the machines in how creative they can be when they switch from English to other languages, when they come up with, just completely black swan ways of approaching things. Like the Go, what is it? The Go move, was it move 48?
32?
Was it move 40?
Yeah.
32, yeah.
I think so.
Which was a move, of course, maybe I'm butchering this story, but where humans were playing against in the game Go, the machine versus human in playing the game Go. Move 32, if that was the right move that we're referring to here.
I'm checking it now. Move 37.
37. So
37.
almost,
sorry.
halfway between 42 and 32. So move 37 was when the machine made move 37 in the actual game. There was a sigh through the audience that the machine probably made a huge mistake because that move had never been seen before. And it was thought as the move was being made, had been made, that it was a losing move, but it was actually the move that set up the winning game for the machine, meaning that the machine was thinking outside of the box, which is the machine being creative, right? And that was a very basic model. So I think one should be very, very careful to think that we will always be more creative than the machines. So I think, again, the response to that is that the machines will be very creative. You can't outproduce the machines. They're never sick. They work 24, they don't sleep. They work 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can't outproduce them, right? So where we can provide some agency is authenticity, being genuine, and verify human, authentic content. So that was a very interesting conversation with Brazil yesterday. More to come on that. So with that as a sort of a backdrop into Humanitec Guardian Agent, maybe we can take a look at the agent for one of our Brazilian, should we say, superstars.
We most definitely can. But yeah, it was an interesting conversation. I agree with that. A lot.
I will let you guys know when some of these interviews and some of these articles come online. And if you want to have this discussion with me and Tamas, please lean in, and we will happily take it online or come and visit you, as I am doing in August.
True. Okay, let me just see, where am I seeing this? Okay, I'm seeing it here. And this is now being pulled up. Okay, so going towards how you can take things kind of in your control, and how you can use machines to actually pursue the goals that are aligned with you. So we were talking about having a way of fame being an attack factor, or your exposure or your community being something that attracts attacks towards you as an individual, you as a company, or you as a brand. What we're looking here is one way of how you're able to deflect that by using Humanitec's AI safety infrastructure and the Guardian agent that we're seeing in front of us. So what we see here is, call it semi-autonomous entity, that we have given an objective to protect an identity, and the identity in this case being Neymar, the obviously world-class footballer. That identity can be multiple things. So it can be an organization, it can be a brand, of course, or it can be also an identity of a person. And the logic is the exact same. What the agent does is basically acts across 3 different layers, where it starts with detection, it moves to creating evidence, and then it ends up on taking things down or removing it from wherever they have been found. So if we check out each of those layers separately, we'll start with detection, and we'll see the detection happens across 3 different groups in this case. We'll have fake accounts, we'll have social media content or harmful content, and LLM risks. So each of those 3 are their own bucket of content that Guardian has found online that could be harmful for Neymar. And in this case, we're looking at fake accounts. We were talking before how someone can replicate your likeness to go after your community, to harm the trust in your name, or to just go after financial means of your followers by introducing them to fake investment opportunities, introducing them to fake charities, so on and so forth. So many ways, tickets, meet and greets, you name it, right? So there's a lot of different ways of how this can really get played. And that's why we collect all the accounts that are using Neymar's name or likeness, and raise it for Neymar and his team to be able to check out. So just for you to see that this is something that's true, we'll see Neymar's image here and a lot of content on this account produced that is tied to Neymar. So the same thing will happen across the other profiles as well. Basically, the decision then the user or the team needs to make is whether something is safe or needs to be put into evidence. And in either case, then the agent knows that in the future, it acts more according to the decision you've made in the past. Same things. Maybe before we jump, I'll just mention that the coverage that we are using here is X, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Reddit. And for an account like Neymar, it will be roughly like within a day that you will see all these platforms checked and all the accounts getting refreshed. So you'll have all the new updates roughly no longer than 24 hours surfaced both across the fake accounts and social media content. The platforms are continuously expanding, and we'll have new ones joining in. And the same platforms are also visible here on the social media content that I went into. The content piece has a few other capabilities, like the virality score, which was something our users flagged as very important, because that allows them to filter through even automatically at posts that are gaining the most visibility in a given time frame. So if you have something that's harmful plus expanding fast, you want to act faster. And actually, that's what The Guardian also is doing for some of our clients, and that is that it's acting autonomously at flagging content that is confirmed harmful by the user ahead of time. That's saying, anytime my name appears in combination with a particular theme or a particular subject, this is always harmful for me, and I want to have it removed. And the agent then acts automatically to put things into evidence and start removing it autonomously as well. And that virality can play definitely a role in that. By and large, what you will see here is different types of content pieces that might be more aggressive, or they might be alluding to different types of negative behaviors or family affairs and so on and so forth. So this is basically a way to keep track on what's going on social media platforms, and being able to act as soon as you see something that is not okay and is passing a certain line that you are okay to accept with. Of course, the same thing happen here. You either mark something safe or you put something into evidence. Jumping to LLM threats or LLM risks, here what we're seeing is a way for someone to keep track of what the agents or AI systems are saying about them. So it's very hard for you to figure that out on your own if there's already context about you in different sessions or memories across different providers. What we do here is we run through OpenAI, Anthropic, Google, XAI, and Perplexity models, and we try to figure out that if we ask them something that is kind of similar to what a human would stumble upon asking, if they are producing something that either doesn't have sources or it's just not correct. And if that's the case, we will flag it for you. You can also add custom prompts, meaning that you can define what you think is harmful and what you think is a problem that the agent should be checking out for you. Now, once you have all of this done and you have already put some things into evidence, you can jump over here and you can see in a very scalable way. We only have here now a few of those, but this really expands in, I think, hundreds, thousands if necessary, of evidences evidence packs that you would like to keep track of, because even if something is harmful and you don't want to immediately act on it, it's still useful to have it as evidence pack, as a way of future-proofing yourself to being able to escalate at any point in the future. Meaning that you would like to take something down, or you would like to make a point towards courts or towards law enforcement to showcase connected threats that have happened. For all of these things, you would need to have evidence packs created. So it's useful to add evidence packs in this scalable manner and fill it up. Each evidence pack comes equipped with multiple different things. Some of these are just information about threats. Is there a profile URL? What is the actual URL of the post? What was the text? If there's been any images or media. All of this is what gets captured automatically. And then this gets structured in a graph and posted on the decentralized knowledge graph. We also get verifiability and integrity of this data, meaning that whenever in the future you need to prove that on July 10th, this content was actually added into the evidence pack, you're able to do so. One important part that we've added here as a part of being able to have the platforms be faster at removing content that is harmful is something called the deepfake scan. And here you can see that the media that was attached to this TikTok video was ruled as a fake. So if we can open one up here, and you'll see that this is something that was created using artificial intelligence tools, as if what was Neymar's reaction after Brazil's match on the World Cup, and obviously came back as a rule of fake. And this is something that actually, maybe I'll just plant a quick flag here, that we will, after we finish this this walkthrough, we will also stop on our website, because this particular feature we have launched as TrueSeal on our website, and is available for all of you to use on any social media that you would like to check whether that is true or fake. So I'll give you a quick run through after we finish our demo here. And with evidence specs checked, basically all we have to do left is see how the takedowns work. And you basically have two versions. So you can request a takedown, meaning that if I click this, you will see the agent starts to collect everything about this evidence pack and all about the guidance from the takedown, and then starts streaming everything I need to do to be able to effectively address this threat on my own. Just go ahead and delete this chat so we don't have it here as a tail. And then if I jump back, what I wanted to also show you is that there's also an alternative way of handling threats, and that is that you just say automate takedown. So by clicking on this confirm and proceed, this then sends this threat to Humanitec systems, which includes both automated and human in the loop process, to make sure that any threat is removed as soon as possible, with quite a stellar success rate when it comes to being able to remove that.
In the 90% plus range, depending, of course, a little bit on platform. So, a couple of questions there. Thank you, Tomáš. So, is it Humanitec that decides what to be taken down, or is it the user, or is it the platforms?
It's a very good question, and the important point to notice is that obviously Humanitec is neither a surveillance nor a censorship tool. Right? So this isn't something that has the magic wand that ticks on a piece of content and makes it evaporate. What the Guardian agent does is create a very, very structured data in a graph form and makes a very strong case for the user. If user sees something as harmful, Guardian will make a strong case, and it will try to provide the platform with maximum signal, saying, look, this is racism. Here's the evidence, here's how it was classified, here's where we've captured it. Here is where it's also going against your terms of service. This is why this needs to be removed with immediate effect. And then the platform has an easy way of deciding, when they receive all this information, that this indeed is harmful content, but the final decision...
So the platform being TikTok or Instagram or Facebook?
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
So essentially what Humanitec does then, what the Guardian does, is it detects and notifies you. Then it gives you the ability to store and collect forensic data evidence that this is harmful, either with the deepfake scan certificate, or to actually give you a decentralized knowledge graph address where this data now, where this asset lives, so to speak, so you can prove that this account existed, that this post was there. Because I guess, Tomáš, the risk is always that you're being injured or harmed, and then the post disappears, or the account disappears, right? And then you're faced with the challenge, how do I prove a week later or a month later or 2 years later that this infringement was being made? So I guess the Guardian agent helps you store the evidence, and then the third part, I guess, is to take down the posts or the accounts.
Yes, that's it. And that whole loop is basically what closes it down, and what reinforces the Guardian knowing that it flagged the right posts, and then it learns from like the closed loop what actually was harmful, and then it gets better, and more refined and more customized to your requirements as a user.
So that makes sense to me, and hopefully to our viewers, because we often say we're more a data company or an AI company, the convergence between AI and data, as opposed to being a deepfake detection company, or an encryption company, or a takedown sort of litigation or enforcement company, right? We're all of the above, in the sense that if there are, I mean, we work with detection companies. If you are now in the detection business and you're listening to this, we want to collaborate with you. We want we want to use your technology. We want to integrate it into our AI agentic and data platform and knowledge graph. If you have better takedown services or enforcement litigation services, we're not going to develop all of that in-house. If you are in that business, we will work with you. So most of our quote unquote competition is probably more our collaborators. Would you not say so?
Yeah, for sure. I think like this is something I liked really about the onset of the company, is how we structured everything, that we understand that the context we're building here is basically the mode that provides value for the user. And if it's a matter of being able to detect wider, if it's a matter of analyzing content better, of enriching it better, we can onboard a lot of tools, and we're very much, like you said, looking out on the lookout for good technologies that can help us be more powerful in all of these different segments, right? All the way from detection to takedown.
Yeah, we're quite open about this. I mean, these product webinars, we talk about our strengths and our weaknesses, what's to come, where we're going. Now we're being very open. We're going to Brazil, India, and Indonesia. The reason I think we're open as we are, is that we know we have to move fast. Competitive advantage mainly lies in execution and human relationships, I guess, in this sense. And by integrating our competitors or collaborators' solutions, we can move fast, right? And if something better and more scalable comes along, we can always pivot and integrate that into our platform. I guess where we are and will remain unique beyond our relationships and the human in the loop and the execution part is always data. How you handle signal in an ocean of noise. I mean, there's so much data, right? How do you manage data at scale? How do you store and categorize data at scale? Cost effectively as well, not only at scale, but it has to be cost effective and non-tamperable. And then how do you use and enforce and ultimately take down harmful content for individual users, for enterprises, for governments, internationally, whether you're in France or Korea, Brazil or California. How do you work across all these federated laws and regulations and continents? That's not an easy feat. So that, I guess, will be our moat and our competitive advantage.
Yeah. Do you want to have a quick glance at the TrueSeal as well?
I would love to wrap up on humanitech.ai/TrueSeal, where you all can go and test out any social media link that we cover and see whether an image or a video is indeed AI manipulated. In the comment section, you will see the link as well.
The link is already there, yeah. And I'm just waiting for my screen share to get pulled up. There we go. Nice. So this is our home on the internet. It's our website. And you will see this red banner on top that makes an announcement that TrueSeal is live and that you can try it out for free. And here you are. You can, like Chris said, you can paste the social media link from X, TikTok, Reddit, Instagram, or YouTube, and launch an analysis or a TrueSeal process to see if something is indeed authentic or fake. So I've, in the spirit of the unbelievable match yesterday, I found one image here of Messi that I will capture real fast. He can't believe it. Neither can half of the world, Lionel, but you made it. And now we will run seal. seal it here, and I'll verify I'm a human. So far, and I failed verification as a human. I promise I'm human.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's see if I can be better at Cloudflare. All right, this time I'm a success. Very good. Okay, and as you'll see, this is what we're running here is actually a free public scan. So and by me running it now, what happens is we fire up a lot of the kind of engine room in the back to actually make sure that we get the quite a comprehensive analysis done of this image. Whether it's not a single model, there's a plethora of different approaches that are being taken here to be able to make them kind of a judgment call whether this is, given the current state of the art, decided to be authentic or decided to be fake. And you also get a little explanation with it, so that you get an idea of what was really analyzed by different models and like what they saw to be tell signs of one or the other direction. And then the, of course, important bit that follows that is that in addition to just having the analysis done, which just finished here as well on our side, and the image came back as authentic, the additional thing that, I'll open it up here. So you'll see here's the justification. You can have a PDF certificate, and what's being done in the back now is that this is also being published to the decentralized knowledge graph, meaning that we will have this proof of this analysis being run and being made also stored in a tamper-proof way on the DKG, giving us that long-term proof of these results taking place. So
and you can share the analysis there too, yeah.
For sure, you can also share it. You can download it for yourself. You'll get a nice image with it. You can post it to X, LinkedIn, any of the social media platforms, and then that. Or of course, you can also share the link itself, right? So each of the analysis is lands here, and then you're able to grab the link and share it directly. So there you go.
It's quite. Thank you, Tomasz. That's. I think it's quite interesting that you did run a scan here of an image that turned out to be authentic, right? Because sometimes you want to actually verify to your fans or your political followers that, yeah, this is me. This is a speech I gave. This is me. This is me at this location. Versus, which is probably more, we've seen more usage of, this is not me. That is an AI manipulated photo. I wasn't there. I didn't give that speech. This never happened. And then you can have that certificate, right? And you can immediately publish it in your social media channels or send it via email or upload it wherever you want. That here's a authentic verification from the best in industry models that this is indeed a deepfake.
Yeah, correct. It goes both ways, really. So it's up to you what you want to prove, and either way can be confirmed by this public good service that we have made available. And I think it's a very cool way of seeing a little bit of what Guardian can do as a part of the wholesome product be available for a publicly interfacing checks. And that we also see that there's quite a few of those scans happening day in, day out. Of course, after each scan, you will have a little bit of a cooldown period so that you don't go all crazy on our systems, but it's not too long to wait to be able to do another one.
No, of course, we run this pretty much as a public service now to help people verify what is real, what is fake. I think that is we see as one of our vision and missions. Of course, this is a feature that's inside of the Humanitec Guardian agent, where you can run the analysis as part of your subscription, part of your client interface, and there are no limitations. Well, there are limitations, I guess, are with kind of what subscription you have and what package you have. Of course, if you're an individual, you're going to do a certain amount of scans per day, per week, per month. If you're a large media company, a TV station, a journalist house, you're going to want to run multiple scans, right? Probably per hour or per day. You know, is this drone video real or not? Is this war video real or not? So there are tools that can help verify what's real and what is fake. So we run that both as part of our product service, but also want to make it available to you, the public. And I guess, you know, we are now very social media focused, but you did touch upon the dark web. We have started to monitor and will add those gray web channels to the platform in the next days and weeks. And in fact, we're running some of it already, as well as we've hinted to e-commerce. So if you are in e-commerce, we would like to hear from you and work with you. Other than that, any pointers you want to leave to our audience on a Thursday afternoon?
Well, I'll say stay tuned. There's, you know, I think July is a very shipping month for Humanitech. So there's, we've seen TrueSeal make an appearance. There's a good lineup still to come in July. So make sure to both, yes, come and visit us at the next product webinar, as well as keep subscribed to our channels, and then you'll be among the first to know when we're dropping the new and exciting bits. And if you're in Rio de Janeiro in the beginning of August, make sure to, you know, come to the Rio Innovation Week and check out Chris's keynote. It's going to be amazing. I have absolutely no doubt in that.
I'm gonna have lots of fun. I love Brazil and love going back there. So looking forward to that. But thank you everyone for dialing in. Thank you, Tomáš, for your walkthrough of the Guardian as always. So stay cool in the summer heat in Slovenia. So with that, we thank you for this week's webinar. Stay cool, stay World Cup, should I say, and stay agentic. Thank you very much.
We'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.